Joining me now, our next guest from Ohio Northeastern University is Robert Alexander. He's a political science professor. Good morning. Thank you for being with us, being part of our breaking news coverage of this day. First of all, what do you make of these charges, 12 in all? How serious are they?
Well, I just heard them as you were saying them, and conspiracy against the United States does not sound very good at all. I'm not a legal expert. I'm a political scientist, but politically, these are very, very damaging things, especially to a president who has proven to not be able to get very much done legislatively. This is definitely not going to help him moving forward.
But, Professor, many of Trump's supporters, and in fact the White House, I'm just channeling what their message may be today. What does Paul Manafort have to do with Donald Trump?
Well, as you just heard, Paul Manafort was very close to Donald Trump during the final stages of the Republican convention. In fact, Manafort ran the convention. It was his job to keep the delegates in line. The fact that we had to worry about delegates staying in line with Donald Trump moving into Cleveland, Ohio, was a pretty big deal in and of itself. Manafort was chosen specifically because he was known to be a good, strong Republican player, and he was able to keep people in line. And then Donald Trump, of course, received the nomination and moved forward and said that he alone could fix all the problems of the United States. And here is a pretty major, significant problem when you've got a special prosecutor, special counsel, Muller, saying that we've got one of his close associates during the home stretch of the campaign with conspiracy against the United States.
What do you make of the low-hanging fruit theory that Mueller's team would first go after bit players in this and then work their way up? Do you think that applies in this case?
When you take a look at the folks that have been named as potential individuals that may also come under indictment, you're talking about national security advisor. You're talking about the president's son-in-law. Not that these things have happened yet, but these are people very, very close to to Donald Trump himself, close confidants, and this is again very politically damaging, let alone legally damaging. And there used to be a time when poor judgment would be something that folks would really look at and say that's really bad judgment, and this individual can't be trusted. To put these people in such important positions that may be compromised is very discouraging. I'm sure to some of Trump's supporters, but to a lot of those who have been in opposition to Trump from the very beginning.
Would you expect the FBI to charge more people then?
Well, from what I've heard, it does not sound like Robert Mueller is somebody who is going to, kind of move about his business to just score political points. Choosing, or maybe not choosing Manafort, it could be that Manafort had most of the evidence against him. But I don't see this winding down anytime soon. The fact that Mike Flynn earlier had asked for immunity suggests very strongly that he probably also will have charges moved against him.
Over the weekend, again, and even, in fact, the Wall Street Journal was saying that Mueller should resign. Others are saying that he should be fired. If the president doesn't like the way this is unrolling today, and if the heat is turned up even hotter, could the president move to get rid of Robert Mueller?
Well, my understanding is that the president probably could do that. But at the same time, I mean, you're seeing a lot of movement within his own party. The fact that, you've got the Bob Corkers and the Jeff Flakes and other pretty strong voices in the Republican Party who are not showmen, who are pretty loyal conservatives, standing up and saying that this president, I don't want to say abusing power, but certainly being very not very smart with the use of his power, is again very telling. The fact that Trump himself has been going after a lot of his fellow Republicans and not necessarily Democrats. In recent days, you've seen that he's really turned up the pressure on Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. And Fox News has been parroting that quite a bit as well. When there's real charges against an American citizen for, again, I just heard this and I myself am a bit stunned, conspiracy against the United States. We had Sebastian Gorka talking about Hillary Clinton getting the chair. Well, these are real charges from somebody who is very well respected amongst Democrats and Republicans. Bob Mueller, we have to remember, was a Republican appointee. He's somebody who has a lot of credibility in the Republican Party.
All right, Robert Alexander, political science professor at Ohio Northeastern University. Appreciate you being with us.
Thanks, Marcia.